Welcome to another episode of NPC Ladies Night. And tonight we're talking all about The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. We have returning guest M. What is going on?
Hey, girlies. I'm so happy to be back.
We are so glad to have you. Giggle Pants also returning.
Hi.
Yo, she said hi so loud her mic cut out.
Oh, that's the second time that's happened. It's these noise cancelling headphones. I can't hear.
I love the enthusiasm. No, it's great. It's great. We have a happy but hangry Joe Mama. What's going on?
That would be me. What's up? How we doing?
Yeah, because I'm a little bit. I was
a
little bit late.
A little late. Only an hour.
56 minutes. Okay, and we've also got another returning guest, Chrissy. What's going on?
Heyo, what's going on, guys? How are we getting on?
So well. Well, some of us have played, some of us haven't. We're talking echoes tonight, and you know, I want to kick. I think I'm going to have M kick it off because M hasn't pulled the trigger yet, and I just want to hear like if there are particular reasons.
Pick on the person who hasn't played it. That's so mean.
You know me. So M, kick us off. Like even just kind of your initial thoughts and like, is there any reason that you are on the fence with this one?
It's not so much that I'm on the fence, but it's kind of on my Christmas list, if you will. So I'm like enjoying the hype of it and people's reactions to it, and sort of like biding my time, if you like. But I guess as well, I don't have that huge rush. Like I must have it right now because I have never gone through a Zelda game. This will be my debut, but the reasons why I want to play this one more than any of the others is I just love like the soft graphics to it, like the way they've gone back to that kind of just simple like cartoony style, and I don't know, it just looks like a friendly starter. I know it's obviously maybe a bit backwards with the storylines and whatnot, but I don't know, I feel like it's a good way to get into that kind of game and that kind of layout and things. So yeah, I am excited for when I do get around to it.
Love that. And Chrissy, I can't remember. Have you played?
No. So what happened with me is I thought they were concurrent with Link's Awakening. So I went ahead and bought that first instead of waiting the 10
it's
days
still really good.
Echoes of Wisdom to come out. So that's what happened with me, and now I'm just like, I'll get a voucher at Christmas. It's fine. I'll just get it at Christmas party.
Okay. Did you get some time with Link's Awakening?
We've almost finished Link's Awakening now, but it's been really enjoyable, and I like how it's very similar in graphics terms, and it's still, like Em said, it's got that cartoony kind of look to it. It kind of goes back to the RPGs rather than the open world concept that like Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom has. So I really preferred this style to the open world.
I'm with you.
Love it. Okay. All right. Well, do I go with Angry Joe or Giggle Pants? Let's see. Well, Giggle Pants left. Let's start there. So, you picked this up, and were you really excited about this or a little reluctant at first?
No, I was like when it was first announced, I was quite disappointed because I was really heavily wanting a Zelda game, playing a Zelda, but I was more wanting it like Breath of the Wild style, just because I love like how pretty she is in that game, or like Tears of the Kingdom, even like just the real kind of version. But see, playing it is amazing. I finished the whole thing in like days, I think, maybe like a week, but I didn't even take that many breaks. Like I was playing it constant, and I literally smiled the whole time. It was so good. And it's actually got me like more into Breath of the Wild because it just puts me off with how open world it is because I don't know what to do.
but it's actually got me more interested in it, and like I've got a lot further in it now because of it.
That's really interesting because like I could not put down Echoes. Like I did not stop playing. And then and I was playing Tears when Echoes came out. I stopped playing Tears, played Echoes, and then I'm back in Tears, but I'm doing this strange thing. So with Echoes, I find that I'm doing this far too often. When I get into a game, I'm getting obsessed with it. Mario Wonder, I got obsessed with it. Echoes, I got obsessed. When I'm taking my time with these games, I'm just like with Tears, I'm like, you know what? I'm just kind of savoring this, which is just kind of like, it's unusual because like Breath of the Wild, I just completely just like went, no life that thing. Same with Odyssey and stuff like that. So it's just interesting. But now I could go back and play Echoes again right now and it would still feel somewhat new at times just because I felt like I went through it so fast. So
Yeah,
Joe,
I didn't do side quests or anything, so it was quite short. I did some of them.
I got you. Yeah. And I've been having I've been doing this, doing these different series on like TikTok and YouTube and stuff to see which characters drown or which Echoes drown.
No, I was laughing because I'd always accidentally put them in the water and it would always catch me off guard.
They start flailing. So, well, Joe, I know you have played and enjoyed this. So what were your initial thoughts?
Well, I won't yap too much yet. I'll just give you like a quick little rundown. But for me, this, for all my Joe fans who listen to Ladies Night every week, you may or may not know that I have really not had a Zelda experience yet, other than I forgot. I always talk about this and then I forget the name. One of the ones that's on either the NES or SNES.
The Path, or
I don't know. I can't remember which one it is, but I played a very, very limited amount of that one. But other than that, I have zero Zelda experience. So this is my first Legend of Zelda game. This is my first time.
I recommend it as a first.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing.
Easier.
I will say though, I've been enjoying it. It took me a little bit to enjoy it. Again, I won't yap too much yet because I want to give everybody a chance to speak.
I didn't like it.
Yeah. At first, I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "Did I just waste my money?"
It was the stealth part because I was like, "Don't tell me this game's got a whole load of stealth where I have to sneak past things," and I'm like, "I can't do this." You know what?
But I will say, like, even though I am enjoying it, I kind of wish I had played the remake of Link's Awakening first. I don't know why I feel that way. So that's why when Chrissy was like, "Oh, I bought that first," honestly, I kind of wish I had done that.
See,
so
I have it. I don't know if they're actually like, are they related?
No, they're not. They're not because it starts off and like they're talking about like, "Oh, that guy in the green cloak," and it's like very mysterious.
Because it didn't seem like
so I don't think it's like it's definitely not a sequel, I don't think. I think it's like its own thing. But I feel like that's how the Zelda series is. It's always like its own thing. And like the games aren't necessarily connected to one another. It's like, which I don't even know how they do that. Zelda lore is so deep and so confusing. But yeah, this is my first Zelda game and experience. And I'm taking my time with it, and I'm definitely not doing a good job. I just beat a boss and I'm like, this definitely was not the intended way to do it. I definitely made this 10 times harder for myself than it needed to be, but I'm doing it.
What did you do? Like, do you remember?
I just throw echoes and I'm just like,
that's
let's hope that does something.
I stood in the corner the whole time and made people fight for me. Like I didn't
there you go.
Unless it was like you had to actually fight them. Like it was I did not touch them at all.
Yeah, it's been definitely a learning curve for me. So
one of the things I want to make sure we do is we will keep this discussion spoiler free. So we'll be pretty vague with stuff, just especially since Em and Chrissy haven't played it. And then there's going to be probably plenty of people that have that are listening that haven't played either. So I don't want to do, and even like if you're watching this on YouTube, the gameplay is going to be like just the very beginning of the game, like the opening sequence, like essentially the first however long we go will be basically what you're watching. So don't worry too much about that, like having too much spoiled. That's not what we're about today. So
absolutely not.
We may come back a little later and do a spoiler cast because it would be a lot of fun. So, well, I want to hit on just a couple of things. So the stealth at the beginning is very much a Zelda trope. So so like if you ever go back and try like Ocarina of Time or Link to the Past, those are the two just off the top of my head. You had to do stealth. And so
I play an Ocarina of Time on my 3DS and I put it down like an hour, probably 10 minutes later. Like I did not know what I was doing. It's so confusing. But it looks so simple when people play it. Probably the first like where you need to go. That's where I was like, where am I going?
Yeah, it's once you figure it all out, it's basically the game really wants you to explore. That's how Ocarina starts. It really wants you to explore. Yeah,
that's why I'm terrible at these games. I'm not good at surprises.
I got you. So I'm glad you guys stuck with it because it's never something that's like that lasts super long, and it's usually just a pattern you got to figure out. And this one was probably easier than the others because you kind of decide how you want to do it.
Figured out. Once I actually knew what I was doing, it was so easy, and I was like, I am so stupid. Like, why have I sat here for an hour, looking up things and everything?
And then Zelda timeline and lore and all that stuff. This map is the same map from A Link to the Past, just expanded.
I thought,
I
recognized a few of the names. Jabal Waters, I think it was.
Yeah, so I did put out a TikTok that just shows the map of Hyrule from Link to the Past and some different screenshots of what it looked like in 16-bit versus what it looks like now. And the team did an amazing job of really, really bringing this to life. So
it was only honestly just beautiful.
Yes. Yeah. So I think the first question that I want to ask, and Em, I'm gonna start off with you. What did you think? And I know you don't have a lot of nostalgia or anything towards the series, but what did you think when you found out Zelda was going to be the playable character in this one?
I was excited, and I do vaguely remember. I mean, don't ask me what episode, but maybe it was our dream. Nintendo games. We were saying, let's have a girl-led Zelda, and then it wasn't that long from that episode that this sort of came about.
I was fully convinced that Nintendo watched that and got the idea from us.
So I do think I'm glad that they done it. I think it's a nice addition that's a little bit different. One of the things that did kind of surprise me when I heard about it, but I've sort of gone back on my idea, if you like. So when I first heard it was about 15 to 20 hours, I guess, completion, but obviously without the side quests and things. I was like, is that it? I was like, I thought it was gonna be as big of a game, but obviously Tears of the Kingdom didn't come out all that long ago. I think it was last year. So now I'm like, no, do you know what? That's actually quite a nice amount of time to take your time with, and it's not as overwhelming like the other ones. I feel like that's my key, selling point, if you like, is that it's a nice, gentle, sort of walk through.
It kind of leads you in the direction a wee bit more than Breath of the Wild does, and that's what I liked because I'm clueless.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's very beginner friendly.
That guidance will kind of be what keeps me playing the game rather than sort of put it down, don't really feel the need to pick it up again kind of thing. I do find it interesting though, because my sister-in-law is a huge Zelda fan, she would have the nostalgia and the hours of gameplay and all the others and whatnot, but she's actually not all that fussed about this one because it's Zelda led. She cannot wrap her head around it. I was talking with her about it, and she was like, "No, I think I'll get it for like my brother for Christmas rather than for her." So I did find it interesting how it's like people are either really interested by switching it
Yeah.
up, or they're like, "No, can't do it. Must do."
Because it's kind of like the storyline is like save the princess, so it's like people are probably
Yeah.
like, "What? What game's this?"
Jenna, how about you? Like, what were your initial thoughts when you found out it was Zelda and not Link?
I was literally like ecstatic, to be honest, because I'm obsessed with Zelda. She is like goddess to me. But I was worried it was gonna be like they would give her like something like silly or something. I don't know, like with her hair or something, like some silly thing like that, like the old Princess Peach game. The way it was like with her emotions, but I don't know, like I was really, really excited, to be honest. Like I think I'd said about wanting to have a Zelda game with her, so I was fully convinced that they stole the idea from us and that I made it up. But I was like begging my dad to buy me it like straight away, and I'm so happy I got it.
Love that. Love that. Joe, how about you when you first saw that it was going to be Zelda?
I was like, I think I was like a little underwhelmed because it was like that shock factor of like, oh my God, yay, she's like the main hero now. But then it's like, oh, it's
What are you
like
doing?
a cartoon. No, it's a cartoony game. You know, like I would hope that Zelda's debut as the hero would be like a movie like 3D game, like Tears of the
That's what I was.
Kingdom.
That's why I was kind of wee bit like they've done her
Yeah.
dirty.
Yeah, but like I still was like, oh, like I didn't know what I was gonna do. I was like, is this gonna be my? I kind of didn't want it to be my first Zelda game because I was just like, oh, I don't know. Like I feel like I want to like delve into something else first, but I don't know. Everyone just had good things to say about it, so that's why I ended up buying it. But yeah, I feel like it was a bit of like a shock, yet also a tad bit of a letdown because I really would want Zelda's debut again to be like in a 3D game, like beautiful graphics. I mean, obviously this is
Imagine
a 3D
her
game as well,
gliding
but
through the skies.
no, yeah, yeah.
So
But it's definitely super cute. It's still exciting. Go women, go Zelda. So yeah, still it was still like a cute surprise coming from Nintendo.
And Chrissy, how about you?
And then I'm the opposite. I kind of enjoyed the fact that it's an RPG style game rather than open world 3D because it kind of goes back to the way the Zelda games are always initially made. It kind of reminds me of when I was playing them on my DS, and it was great to see it. And like, girl boss, go Zelda. But I mean, at the same time, I can understand why you'd look at it from that point of view because we went from these beautiful 3D open world games to back to like Link's Awakening, and then you'd have this one, the Echoes of Wisdom. So I suppose we're kind of jumping back and forth between the two different art styles, and I don't know, is it throwing me or is it like are we expecting the game to be like Breath of the Wild, or is it going to be again like this game? I prefer it to be like Echoes of Wisdom, but c'est la vie. We can't beggars can't be choosers, I suppose. But I do love the fact that we're seeing her as the main hero in this story in comparison to essentially every other game. It's nice to see a girl boss every once in a while.
I think one of the funniest statements that I saw some of like people leaving comments on some of my videos is that Nintendo's gone woke, and all I can think of is like you've never played Metroid. Like Nintendo created one of the most like bad to the bone like women protagonists ever with Samus, and I've been playing Metroid on on my 2DS XL. Honestly, I'm almost through Metroid 2: Samus Returns. I've been on a Metroid kick. I'm playing a half hour of Prime every night, putting it up on YouTube, and even have some Metroid content coming out very soon. So I'm just absolutely hooked right now, and it's so like when I saw this trailer, one, I was ecstatic that they were going back to the art style for Link's Awakening because I knew it was going to be a traditional Zelda game, so I was excited about that. When they showed that it was going to be Zelda, I didn't know how they were going to do it initially, right? I was like, so how is this going to play out? Like, the echoes, like, will the echo gimmick be fun where you don't really feel like you're the one doing the combat? It's just kind of happening around you. And literally is using a bed for every puzzle the way I want to do this. But I couldn't stop playing it. It had all of that, just that beautiful Nintendo charm. And they knocked it out of the park in all fronts. And I mean, near the end of the game and like starting to wrap it up, there were moments that I had the biggest smile on my face. Because it was just like Nintendo's done so many great things this generation with their IP that so much of it feels like a love letter to longtime fans while introducing new fans to the series as well. That this one just knocked it out of the park. And I was stoked to finally play as her. The reason I was stoked to play as her, though, is because if you guys want a little taste of her in 3D, you can pick up Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah, I've been thinking about getting that just for her.
There's two Hyrule Warriors where you get to play as her in both of them. And you're talking about taking out massive hordes of enemies. It's essentially a Dynasty Warriors game. But
I'm a scaredy cat. I don't know how well that would work. I'd just get it and just look at Zelda. That's it.
It's not quite as realistic. Like it's not quite as scary looking as Tears or Breath. Yeah. So it's a little more cartoony. So I
that might be good.
And it's not necessarily the look of the creatures, but there's just so many on the screen at once that you just get to. But the way that you fight with Zelda in the Hyrule Warriors games is also quite a bit of fun. So if you want a little more, that is that is a route to go and get a little more to experience there. So, well, Jenna, you've played all the way through it. This is, like you said, kind of one of your first Zelda experiences. Are you, and I already know the answer to this, but are you I'm going to not move on until I figure it out myself, or I'm going to look it up and get through as fast as I can?
I look it up after 5 minutes. Like, if even, like, probably 1 minute of contemplating. Like, I have actually shocked myself through Breath of the Wild after finishing Echoes. I've got through, like, I got to the Gerudo, I can't even say it properly, but the town where you're not actually allowed in, I got into it all by myself. But that whole game, I looked up half of the stuff. Like, unless I was using beds, like, I was looking it up.
I love it. So, M, when it finally comes to you to get to play this game, are you stubborn enough and enjoy the challenge of figuring out the puzzles, or will you use the old Google machine?
I think I'll give it like a good go. I'm not expecting perhaps everything to click straight away as like whilst I get the grips of the game, but it was actually just making me think, and I guess the graphics are fairly similar as well. But I got through so many levels of Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker, like all by myself, like the freestyles, the hidden.
Honestly, it's hard. I don't like it's bad.
And then there's like the odd one where I've looked for half an hour. I know I'm not going to find it because I've in my mind, I've done every possibility, and I'm like, right, I just need to know now. I hate. I mean, this is the thing as well. There's levels where you can move on to the next if you haven't found like all the Easter eggs. But no, I wouldn't sleep at night. I need to know. So if it got to that point, I would cave. But yeah.
Gotcha.
So yeah, somewhere in the middle.
Okay, that works. That works. Joe, so far, how have you been doing? Have you been able to get through it without looking anything up, or are you I just want to get through this as quickly as possible?
So I typically am that kind of person, and like kind of like because like the way you were saying before, like you get really obsessed with a game and then like you just like you want to get through it. But that's what I'm finding with this game is that I don't, maybe because it's my first Zelda game, it's not that I'm trying to savor it, but like I kind of don't mind taking my time with it. I will admit in like the very beginning of the game, I was like, oh my God, I was like, I'm just not cut out for these puzzles. I can't figure it out. So I looked up like maybe the first 2 things I had to do. But since then I haven't. I'm just trying to figure it out. But kind of like how M said, if it gets to the point where I'm just like, I am completely lost and I cannot figure this out, I will. But so far I haven't gotten to that point. In the beginning, I think it was just like a little bit of impatience and like, okay, I don't know what to do. But it kind of gave me the push that of like, okay, now you kind of know what to do. Just keep doing it. So that's kind of where I stand. I've been taking my time with it. I'm not trying to rush through it, and I'll resort to YouTube if need be, but I'm gonna try not to.
I love that. Chrissy, how about you? I know you've got a little history with Zelda, so when it finally comes time to jump into Echoes, will you are you about figuring out them puzzles, or do you just like to get through the game as quickly as possible?
It's not that I like to get through it as quickly as possible. I just don't like being stuck.
Exactly.
So
Gosh, you're making me sound impatient. I'm the only one that said yeah. I look up.
A diehard playthrough girly. I will have it pulled up beside me, but I won't look at it until I'm stuck and I've ran in circles for about 10 minutes. So,
Yeah.
like, I think there was, like, at one point, I was playing through this one sequence inside Link's Awakening, and I was there for about 15 minutes. And I said, do you know what? I'm sick of it. I was so annoyed. I put the console, I put my console down, and I just like Zelda wikied it, and I was like, right, where am I meant to be going and what am I meant to be doing? Because like sometimes I know that the game will give you hints as to what is actually meant to be happening in the story, but at the same time, you're not kind of given a lot of information.
Yeah, I started that game and I don't know what I'm doing in that game at all. I don't get it.
I find as well, like you can watch a playthrough and then it's like, oh, that makes sense. Like that's my aim, but you still won't get it necessarily on the first try. So you still get that sort of like, I don't know, satisfaction from doing it so many times and finally getting it, even if you don't figure it out yourself, I suppose.
Can I like edit my statement? I sound really impatient. I do look around like I'm exaggerating. Like it's literally just I would watch like the first 10 seconds of it and then figure it out. I'm not just like watching the whole thing.
Must be an Irish.
My only defense. No.
Google fans, more like impatient fans.
Yeah.
There is one particular puzzle within Echoes that like, and it has to do with I don't want to give anything away, and I don't think it will, but it has to do with pressure plates. And
I know what you're on.
I don't even think that far in.
My brain, that one that you're talking about, I cried at that one. Like I couldn't get it.
So you looked it up?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I mean, no, because I watched like I I saw other, like, it would be so curious to me. I'd be so curious if I could find like a way to ask how everybody figured that puzzle
Yeah,
out.
I want to do that. I want us all to
Put a
like
poll up.
finish it.
I don't think I'm that far
really-
in.
When you have finished it, we should all come back and like play, like go through it and like see which parts we done what at or whatever. I don't know, like just go back and through it again and try and remember what we done. It'd be interesting.
I think what I'll do, what I'll do is I'll fire up the game at that point, and then individually make you guys walk me through how you did it so I can record it.
Wait. I think I know what you're talking about. I think I just did that.
Yeah.
And so,
okay.
because I'll show how I talked with somebody else and I was like, oh, I use this. They were like, oh, that would have been way easier.
Use beds.
Okay.
The water blocks were my favorite. I love them things.
I don't think I know what that is. Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of further. Oh, it's just like an echo. It's like not anything to do with the story.
It's yeah. So because the reason I bring it up, everybody's gonna do them different, and you know, we just have a random YouTube video on right now, and just watching this person go through, and like they're not doing very little are they doing the way I did it. Like they're doing it very, very different.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not that their way is wrong; it's just different.
Did you have a favorite monster or a favorite like echo monster to use?
That's a good. That's a good question. I mean, there was one. I don't know if this board. I don't think it like. I don't think it's like a spoiler. I mean, it's a pretty.
They're all the monsters that are still in the story, kind of.
Yeah, they're typical Zelda monsters anyway, like from the from the older games. So.
I just know I had a particular two favorites. They were so random.
Well, and the I believe it's called the P hat. That was my go-to forever.
Favorite.
Yeah. And you learned that one early on. Are you using that one, Joe?
I'm looking in my list right now. I don't know which one that is.
Is it the one with the bite?
Oh yeah. I do have that one. I don't know. I wouldn't say that's my favorite one, but
I used it for everything.
I did use it quite a bit. My last fight. So
my logic was it's so big, so then the monsters won't see me, and then I can just stand here, and it can just take everything out, and it worked.
Honestly, so far, I love that table. I use that table to get on top of everything. It's like the first thing you learn. And I literally use that to get on top of literally everything.
My like favorite monster is the Wizrobe, but it's the wee noise that they make. It's so satisfying. I don't know what it is about it. I just love them things. And they disappear, so it's quite cool.
I think one of the things that's a little bit unfortunate is one of the coolest echoes in the game. If you can get through the game without getting it, because I didn't get it until after the fact. I wish I had it, especially for the end. So I'm actually kind of excited to go back a second time with more. There was a lot.
There was a lot of echoes I missed, and like I was really annoyed about it.
Yeah. I was in a similar boat. So,
I do wish it kind of directed you a bit more to like more of the echoes and stuff, so you could kind of get more. But I guess it would kind of just spoil it for like it's just kind of doing it for you.
And some are like the literally the puzzle is finding out how to get them, which was kind of fun. And some you can get, some are way way too powerful, and you can actually get them early on if you really, really work at it. But you're gonna put put her to the test, that's for sure. So, well, as we put a bow on this thing, we'll start just with the with those that haven't played it yet. Any just final thoughts about Echoes before we wrap up here?
Nothing major, other than I just like the more I see it, the more I yap about it, the more sort of like sure I guess I become that I will play it and own it sort of in the near future. So I am excited for that. I was gonna say as well, I don't know about you guys, but when you are stuck and you're just like do I Google it? Do I not? For me, I always love Googling it, and then it's like in like when they know exactly what you're after and there's a video ready on it because it's that hard and that in demand. I'm like, no, all good. It's not even me. So yeah, I am excited maybe over the festive period to get stuck into this one. And I'll be sure to update you and be asking questions. So yeah.
Love it. Well, Chrissy, any final thoughts for us on Echoes?
No, other than I'm excited to play it. I can't wait because like even like I haven't even watched a playthrough of this because I put up this with this week's topic. So I had no idea. I haven't like I've only ever seen the trailer and what was initially released on release day, and the little bit of game playthrough that was there. But I haven't seen anything else other than that. And like from what you're talking about, I think it's definitely going to be one of the games I enjoy because like I loved Link's Awakening. So I'm hoping it's the same kind of play style, but from what I'm watching that it is. So I'm really going to be looking forward to it. And I just kind of got to wait now till Christmas because I held out tough this song. I can hold out a few more weeks. But when I do get the game, I'm definitely going to be in the group chat. Like, how in the name of God, guys, do I get past this level? How? I'll be mid-minutes it broke down and I'll be just like, please tell me.
I wouldn't have had the patience to wait for a reply.
That's why I'm expecting you to be on my every beck and call going to that game.
Just take my game, just take my save file. Just restart it.
We'll need Josh to put up a playthrough for us.
There you go. I may do just that because it's it was so good. So Jenna, since you finish it, I'm gonna have you go last. Joe, any final thoughts on Echoes?
Honestly, it's really swayed me. Again, like I said, when I first started, I was like, "There's no way I'm gonna finish this game." I'm like, I don't think I'm into this. I don't think I'm into these like puzzly type games. But and like at first, I felt like I played for like maybe 30 minutes a day, and I was like, I'm kind of sick of it. Put it down. And then the past maybe like 3 nights that I've played it, I would say I've played it for like at least an hour. And then I'm like, okay, it's time to put it down. Enough for today. So I'm starting to really like enjoy it. I still have a lot to learn. I still have to explore different ways of finding my way through the game. But I am really enjoying it, and I'm excited for Chrissy and Em and anyone listening right now to play it if you haven't yet. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it more than I thought.
I love that. And Jenna, any closing thoughts for us on Echoes?
Literally, the only word I have for it is cats. The cats are.
Oh my god, true! They're so cute.
Have you got the cats? Sorry, but it's not really. It's like there. It's quite. I knew about it before I got it, but there's a special item that you can get, and I'm obsessed with it.
Yeah, no, I don't think I'm that deep in yet, but I do see a lot of kitties, and they are very cute, and I'm happy with seeing so many kitties. Even though I know our good friend Nate, who listens in, is going to be like, "Ooh, boo."
You will find it quite early.
He'll get over himself. It's fine.
You will be literally melted by the game as soon as you find it.
I think I need that to enjoy the game more.
I nearly cried. I went round again the whole game. I got it.
Yeah, I can imagine what you're talking about, and I can just see myself doing that
And
as
those
well.
horses,
So
you could ride horses. Like you can actually race the horses or something. But
Yep.
the
Yeah.
horses are so cute. They are
yeah,
gorgeous.
the little animals are really cute. The little cows too. I'm like, oh my god,
There's
I
all
love them.
different horses, like in the like horse pen. There's all different ones. I was actually just admiring them all. They're so pretty.
If I'm
They're
not
so well.
mistaken, Josh, because
Mhm.
you played Link's Awakening, I assume.
Yeah.
I remember watching someone play it once, and it was the first time I had ever seen the game. And I saw a little chain chomp in the beginning. Am I making that up?
No.
I
See,
get scared.
No, you're not.
I remember seeing that, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's so adorable!" And ever
I am
since then, I've wanted to play it.
I've always been terrified of chain
But
chomp.
they're so
I
cute.
was worried. I was worried it would be like a monster and it would attack you because that would have been like nightmare fuel for me. I would not
Aw.
play it. I'm happy. It's just a wee pet. There's like a quest. You have to go find it. Yeah.
Yeah, see that
Yeah, that was the
chain
big
chomp
chomp
right
chomp.
there is
The only
literally
thing
the
I
reason I
done.
want to get the game. I want to get Link's Awakening.
I think that's the only thing I've actually done in Link's Awakening. Like I'm not joking. I just got the chain jump.
There are some really fun moments in Link's Awakening, like and just like even just like little side quest kind of things, like fishing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I done that.
yeah, the fishing, and then there's also like they introduce like some side-scrolling things in that game as well. And I believe there's Goombas, so I believe there's some crossover with Mario with the chain chomp and the Goombas.
There's these stands that like you like click it and it says like something about like Mario Kart or something. Like it's like something's meant to go there. I didn't understand that, but I swear they were like Mario Karters.
There's very real possibility, like the even in I think even in this game, there's characters that definitely resemble Mario, and that's kind of been a running thing for quite some time. So
I love that. So I love like crossover. I was playing this game Franbo, and there's another game like it. But they actually were talking about Alice. There was like a little hidden thing in it, and it was like talking about Alice in Wonderland. I was obsessed. Like I love like little crossovers.
the other thing is when you're fishing. When you're fishing, you can get the bloopers as well from Mario. That's the other crossover in Link's Awakening, anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
That's so cute. The only thing
that's adorable.
Echoes of Wisdom is if it's like your first Zelda game, I'd say just get it. Like, especially if it's your first Zelda game, to be honest, because it actually is like a lot simpler. Like, not simpler, but like it's a lot easier to figure out than a lot of the other ones. At least for me. But I definitely recommend it. I was literally smiling the whole time playing it. Every cutscene, I was nearly bawling. I was like an emotional wreck watching it.
I love it. That's great. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for taking the time. As we wrap up here, Em, why don't you let people know where they can connect with you?
Yeah, so I'm in the N64 Discord. You'll find me pretty easily. I'm just I have a little British flag, but I'm always around yapping. So yeah, come say hi anyway. But yeah.
And Jenna.
You can find me at Gigglefants on N64 Discord. I can't speak.
Because you're giggling.
You always live up to your name.
I can't say Giggle Pants without giggling. It's like a curse. I can't. It's so bad.
Self-inflicted. Self-inflicted.
All right. And Joe.
You could also find me in the N64 Josh Discord. As Josh mentioned in the beginning, my name is Joe Mama, and I'm always down to chat.
And Chrissy.
Like everyone else, you can find me lurking inside in Josh's Discord. We'll either be arguing or we'll be having the time of our lives. One or the other. There is no in between. This
is accurate. And if you guys want to join that Discord, n64josh.com/Discord. We would love to have you. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you guys for listening, and we will see you in the next one. Bye now.